Welcome and thank you for standing by. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Please be aware that this conference is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. I would now like to turn the conference over to Vicki Glaser. Thank you.
Hi there, thank you so much. And thank you all so much for joining us this evening, and thank you for becoming ambassadors. We are so excited to kick off our program with this hour-long webinar. Throughout the webinar, we'll be asking some conversation starters. We would invite you to participate, and you can respond to those questions via the chat box. If you wiggle your mouse to the top or bottom of your screen, that should pop up. So tonight we'll be talking with key leaders in the Statistics in Schools program tonight, including Vicki Glaser, Branch Chief.
Hi, and welcome everybody. Thank you very much, Gabby. As Gabby mentioned, my name is Vicki Glaser, and I lead the Statistics in Schools program at the Census Bureau. We're super excited to kick off our first ambassador program today with you guys. I'm joined by my coworkers Sheree Johnson-Jordan and Kimberly Glasgow, and we will help show you ways to support a complete and accurate count in the 2020 census using our Statistics in Schools program. Let's watch this short video to get started.
Architect in a major city and a suburban high school coach shape the future of the United States? Yes, they can. Because every 10 years, the census gives us that power. You can shape your future by responding to the 2020 census. Where do we need new roads to make our lives easier? Where will new school programs help our children thrive? Where could a new health clinic benefit neighborhoods? The 2020 census will inform these decisions and shape how billions of dollars will be distributed to communities like yours each year. And in 2020, you can respond to the census online, by phone, or writing. It's easy, safe, and important. Make sure you and everyone you know is counted. Now is the time for you to get involved. Your community needs you. Together, we can educate and excite, inspire, and make sure every voice is heard. Together, we can shape our future.
So that video really sums it up. We want to shape our futures for the better, and we can do that by getting a complete and accurate count in the 2020 census. Let's talk about why this is so important. So in the 2010 census, the net undercount from children birth to age 4 was higher than for any other age group, an estimated 4.6% in this age group. 1 million children went uncounted in 2010. The impact of missing nearly 1 million children can be felt for a decade after the count in terms of funding that is affected by this census. As an educator, we know that you work hard to prepare children for success in their future. Did you know that completing the census is an easy way to help shape the next 10 years for all children? Census responses inform decisions on the allocation of more than $675 billion. That's funding, a federal funding that goes to states and communities that include support for school programs such as special education grants to states, National School Lunch Program, temporary assistance for needy families, Head Start, and much more. Also affected are funds for services that influence student readiness for learning, such as child health programs and assistance with housing, heating, and food costs. By using the 2020 Statistics in Schools materials, you can help educate students and their families on the importance of completing the census and counting everybody, especially the children.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Vicki. With all of that in mind, I'd love to pose a question to you, our audience. What programs and infrastructure in your community are affected by federal funding? Why does this matter to you? For me, I know my neighbor sends her daughter to a Head Start program, so that definitely hits close to home for me. Okay, awesome. The answer came in. The National School Lunch Program, that is super important. I know that, we've all had school lunches, so that also is a really personal issue. Another ambassador's school serves a military base, so that is also a super critical program. Thank you so much for sharing those answers. Okay, now we'll pass it along to Sheree Johnson-Jordan to provide additional background on SIS.
Good evening. I'd like to back up a little bit and discuss why and how SIS was created. So for Statistics in Schools, it's a U.S. Census Bureau program that uses census data and resources to create classroom activities and materials. Teachers and subject matter experts from across the country help develop and review each SIS activity to make sure it's valuable, engaging, relatable, and easy to use. The SIS program now includes more than 200 activities and resources that enhance learning in a variety of subjects. SIS connects with schools throughout the U.S. to share with students the relevance and the value of Census Bureau statistics. During the most recent decennial censuses in 2000 and 2010, the program was known as Census in Schools. And we developed activities for students and conducted outreach to partners and other stakeholders like principals, those people who could get the materials into the hands of teachers. When the 2010 census concluded, the school-based effort was so popular that the Census Bureau decided to create a program for the non-decennial years, and so now we're known as Statistics in Schools. The 2020 census will be the first time that both the permanent and the census-focused program will exist at the same time. The SIS resources promote statistics as a critical subject for students, and this is more important today than ever before, since statistic-related jobs are predicted to increase by 34% between 2016 and 2026, and that's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. One of the things we often hear from teachers when we are out at conferences like the National Council for the Social Studies is that teachers really want to include statistics in their activities. So what they end up doing is Googling, trying to find statistics to include in there. What makes our program so valuable and unique is that we've already done that work for you. We've prepared the statistics and products that teachers can actually use readily in their classrooms, and this makes teachers really happy when we tell them about what we've already done. So just really putting it simply, we make it easy for teachers to use Census Bureau statistics.
Thanks so much for that insight, Sheree. We would love to hear similar experiences from our ambassadors. What are some of your experiences with using SIS in your classrooms, if you've done so already? Please provide some answers if you have them in our chat box. Myself, I am not a teacher, so I don't have a lot of insight into this. However, I would imagine that the way the SIS resources are set up, there's a teacher guide, and it really helps to outline what you need to do for your students to make it a meaningful experience for them. So I would imagine I'd probably really appreciate the teacher guide. But we would love to hear from you. Great. Okay, so one ambassador shares that they use stats to show how movement impacts power and government through apportionment, which is a really great tool. Another ambassador shares that they use the statistics and data access tools with their fourth grade classrooms so that you can use real data. That is a really cool feature about the SIS program. Everything is using real Census Bureau data. Another ambassador shares that they enjoy being able to compare the different censuses through the years. Yeah, I think that those are all really valuable experiences that you're sharing with your students. Thanks, everybody, for sharing. Okay, now Kimberly is going to walk us through what's new for 2020 and SIS.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gabby. So we have been really busy over at SIS developing a variety of activities and materials for educators to use this coming school year. In total, there are 67 new activities for grades pre-K through 12 that have students use data in interactive ways to build skills in subjects like history, math, geography, and English. These are designed to supplement teachers' existing lesson plans, and they include a large, colorful map with fun census-based facts about the U.S. and its territories, including state-by-state comparisons, a storybook with activities and music video for children in preschool and early grades, as well as engaging videos created specifically for elementary, middle, and high school grade levels. So this is a really exciting time for us in SIS because we're offering additional resources for pre-K, ESL, and ELL students. We are continuing to post the resources on our website for teachers to download and use. So right now we're going to take a quick look at some of where the materials live. All right, so you can navigate to learn more about statistics in schools, the standards, the additional resources like videos and maps, and the different evergreen or non-2020 specific activities that we offer. So we're going to take a quick look at the activities specifically for the 2020 census. So after clicking 2020 resources, you'll find specific ones for stateside, K through 12, pre-K, materials for Puerto Rico, and more. So looking at the K through 12 section, you can choose to view all activities or just for a specific grade. And after clicking into an activity, you can read an in-depth overview of it to see if it's a good fit for your classroom and what you're teaching. And then you can download both the student version and the teacher guide for the activity. And it's like that for our 2020 materials as well as what we have existing. SIS staff members have been attending a variety of conferences throughout the year thus far that trying to reach our key audiences in the education field. Conferences are a really great place for us to connect one-on-one with teachers across the nation. To date, we have attended the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics annual meeting, National Association of Secondary School Principals Conference, National Head Start Association Conference, and coming up, we will be attending the National Indian Education Association Conference and the Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents. If any of you are attending conferences this year, please email us and let us know. We'd love to work with you to see how we can help support. So SIS is launching a robust digital outreach campaign. We really would love to work with you to help meet educators where they are, and that includes, online platforms and communities. We will promote SIS and the 2020 census on social media through email and on some of the most frequented websites by educators. Our goal is to really increase engagement with SIS content so that educators can share this critical information with their students and social communities. Next, we are currently building partnerships with education organizations that's national and digital. Partnerships with like-minded organizations will help SIS extend its reach through authentic, trusted voices. These partners will help us advocate for the 2020 census as well as the ongoing use of SIS materials. We have developed a toolkit, much like your Welcome Toolkit, with content that partners can easily use to tailor some outreach materials to their audiences. We are also mailing a toolkit to every school administrator and principal in the U.S., D.C., Puerto Rico, the island areas, including American Samoa, Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, to kickstart their involvement with the SIS program. The toolkit includes FAQs about the program, some resources for administrators to share with their teachers, a take-home letter for students to share with the people who live in their home, and more. And it is currently online on our website under the Get Involved section. We are also hosting some exciting events over the next few months, but we'll give you more on that in just a bit.
Thanks so much, Kimberly. It is really exciting to have so many new resources dedicated to the upcoming census. So ambassadors, which materials do you think you'll use the most this year? Let us know in the chat. Again, while I'm not an educator myself, I really love the SIS storybook that was created for young children. It's really cute, and even though most of you are not pre-K or young children educators, if you have kids or if your neighbors have kids, it's a really great resource to share. It's available on the website where Kimberly walked us through. It's available in both English and Spanish, and it comes with a song, so it really is a great resource. Okay, awesome. So some of y'all have said that your students love music and movement, so you're excited to try the storybook that I was just talking about. Another ambassador is, let's see, using a lesson that talks about businesses will decide or will help their students to decide on where to live based on information from the census that's available in that area. Another ambassador shares that they'll be using the MAPS census questionnaire, reapportionment information, and so much more. With high school seniors, you know, anything that has to do with them being an adult is probably a win for them. Thank you all so much for sharing. We're excited to see what you do with our materials. Okay, so now back to Vicki to walk us through the Welcome Toolkit that was attached in your acceptance emails.
Hi, everyone. So the Welcome Toolkit that you've received can really help you understand how to leverage the tools inside. We encourage you to refer to this toolkit throughout the program. The Ambassador Checklist is our first stop. This list will kickstart your involvement in the program and list everything that you can do to ensure a meaningful experience. Some very simple first steps are follow us, the Census Bureau, on social media. Look for our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest accounts. And very soon you will be able to download the SIS PowerPoint from our website, which is an additional tool for explaining the program to your fellow teachers. Next, the SIS program gives you an in-depth understanding, the SIS Program Overview gives you an in-depth understanding of the program and highlights the impact of Statistics in Schools and new materials for the 2020 census. Then the top 10 benefits of Statistics in Schools for Teachers brochure is intended to be shared with your fellow educators. This brochure breaks the program down into bite-sized chunks that teachers will care about, like the fact that experts from the Census Bureau helped create the SIS activities. Next, the FAQs include questions that you might have about the ambassador program, including what are your responsibilities as an ambassador. As an ambassador, we would like you to, 1, use our materials in your classroom. Encourage your fellow teachers to do the same. Just a reminder that all of our activities are supposed to be supplemental, so we've created them to complement current lesson plans and what you're already teaching in the classroom. Mix and match them as you need to. Next, use our Stats in Schools ambassador hashtag. Post ready-made content to your personal social media accounts. We will supply these posts to you and provide you guidance as to when and where to post them. The Statistics in Schools and 2020 Census FAQs include questions that your fellow educators might ask you about the program. Refer to this list throughout the year to provide the answers both online and in person. If you're ever unsure of how to respond to your colleagues' questions or anything else comes up, please email us and we can work through it together. Next, the SIS roadmap will guide your involvement with statistics in schools. This covers the program's major milestones. Share it with your administrators to get your whole school involved in what is happening with our program. Finally, we provide you several types of shareable content in the toolkit. You can share email blurbs through your email lists and professional and personal networks. We encourage you to tailor the content to your audience for a more meaningful conversation. You can also download the social media posts and join the conversation online. There are two types of posts, required and optional. We encourage you to post optional content throughout the year to expand your engagement with the program. This will get you one step closer to becoming a STAR ambassador. What is a STAR ambassador? We'll give you more on that later in the webinar.
Thanks so much, Vicki, for walking us through that welcome toolkit. We really do hope that y'all use it throughout the program. It's a great reference. So we want to ask you now, what are some ways that you can tailor this experience or the provided resources to suit your classroom's unique needs? Let us know in the chat. Some ideas that we brainstormed here to kind of, I don't know, take these resources and amp them up, make them a little more creative. Ambassadors, you can post SIS information on bulletin boards in your hallways or classrooms. Maybe host something like an SIS Power Hour with different stations in your classrooms using various activities. We are so excited to see what you come up with. Okay. Ambassadors, posting in the bathrooms for both staff and students. I think that's a great idea. I know that here in the office, I definitely do pay attention to those flyers. Another ambassador suggested that the SIS activity teacher guides provide a lot of ways to differentiate the activities. The ambassador also thinks that there are great supplemental activities that can easily fit into current curriculum. Totally agree there. And another bulletin board idea, we all count with the information on SIS. Again, I think that's a great idea. I actually distinctly remember bulletin boards from my school days. Thanks everybody for sharing. We look forward to expanding on those ideas in the future. Okay, and now to Sheree to talk about some upcoming activities and events.
Okay, as Kimberly mentioned earlier, SIS is hosting some exciting events throughout the year. On October the 28th, we will be having our national kickoff event hosted in Memphis. Its goal is to highlight the SIS program in the 2020 census, both educating and encouraging families who might risk no response to trust in and to complete the 2020 census. This event will be a giant field day for the community to provide residents and with information about the 2020 census and SIS while generating some buzz about census through the media outlets. The event will be an opportunity also for students, adults, families, business leaders, and others to celebrate and support a bright future for the children in their community. So all ambassadors will spread awareness of the kickoff event through social media, and as usual, we'll supply the content and ensure that you know when and where to post it. Local ambassadors can participate in the regional events in person. So we ask that you please email us at the SIS Ambassador email address for more information on this. Leading up to the 2020 census, we'll host the SIS Week, which is March 2nd through the 6th, 2020. And for an entire week, we will celebrate SIS and the upcoming Census Day. The goal is to increase responsiveness to the 2020 census, which will launch in less than a month, and to highlight the SIS program. And again, all ambassadors will spread the awareness of the SIS Week events through their social media, and we will supply the content and ensure you know when and where to post it. So we encourage you to work with your school administrators to promote school-wide participation. More details will be coming on the events, and a SIS Week Toolkit will be given with complete promotional items. That'll be headed your way, so just stay tuned on that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sheree. So again, turning it to our ambassadors, how can you encourage your school to participate in these SIS events virtually? We'd love to hear it in the chat. You know, a really easy way is to follow along during the day on social media as the Census team shares stories and snapshots from the live experience. You can follow the hashtag StatisticsInSchools and share your stories about how SIS can impact the classroom to get others involved. Okay, great. So this is a fun idea. One ambassador suggested to kind of make a scavenger hunt for locals. That's a really fun idea. Another ambassador said there are so many easy ways to find resources within the toolkit that are pre-made that they can use those right away to push out to their colleagues and friends, definitely. You can share lesson plans with your team and colleagues. That's a great idea. And another ambassador says that everything is ready to go and they can provide these resources to their school to get everyone involved and excited. Thanks so much for sharing those ideas. Okay, and now we will discuss STAR ambassadors with Kimberly.
Great, thank you. So STAR ambassador is an elite status that you can earn that is reserved for the most active and engaged ambassadors. To become a STAR ambassador, you must complete all required and optional activities. As a quick reminder, these of course will include posting on social media and completing the 4 optional activities. So the first one is hosting an informational session about statistics in schools for your colleagues. The second one is to post general statistics in schools content on your social media account using that StatisticsInSchools ambassador hashtag. The third one is to email the SIS blurbs in your kit to your colleagues, adult members of your students' families, and your friends and family members. And the fourth is to share information about SIS and the 2020 census at PTA meetings or parent-teacher conferences, anywhere that you would really be able to interact with parents and families. And that way you could pass out SIS brochures so that parents and other adults in your students' homes can learn more. So if you visit census.gov/schools/get-involved, that's where you'll be able to find these resources that you can download and print. And there are also full directions that can be found in your Welcome Toolkit. But again, if you have any issues, don't hesitate to reach out to us via email if you have any questions. And to show our appreciation for this achievement, we will send you an exclusive goodie bag filled with 2020 Census and Statistics in Schools branded items. We will also send your administrator a letter detailing how you have excelled in the program and how excited we are that you joined.
Thanks so much, Kimberly. We encourage every ambassador to try to earn STAR ambassador status. Okay, so finally, we'll turn it over to you all. Do you have any questions, any topics that you'd like us to expand on? Please chat us any questions, and we'll try to answer a few. Okay, one question. Here we go. are there more resources that will be published to the website?
So, hi everybody. I'm excited to see everybody's comments in the chat, and I wanted to just give you a little information on one of them. We have a bunch of things that we will be rolling out through this fall. One area is, I see somebody said like bringing in other teachers, like computer science and art teachers. One thing that we're working on are art activities that complement some of our activities. We've done some little focus group with kids that have come in for field trips, and we have like create data wheels and a lot of other things. So look for art activities to be added. We also have been working on videos for each grade level or each grade, elementary, middle, and high school that will be posted this fall. And in particular, one of our favorites is the middle school because it has a student host and they ask quiz questions about the census to students. So definitely come back and visit and see the new things that we have added.
Thanks, Vicki. The first question, or another question is, do we have any posters that we could hang up that are available?
Hey everybody, so I'll take that too. We're super excited. There's some projects that we work on at the Census Bureau that makes the whole staff really excited and happy. And we are in the process of creating really large, I think it's 3 foot by 5 foot wall maps for the classroom. And there will be one for elementary school, middle school, and high school. And they're very attractive, and they have the latest, coolest, kid-friendly data on it and information about the population of the state and historical, and it's presented in infographics and the map. So and we're really happy with how they turned out, and we'll make sure that you all get copies for your grade level that you can hang in your classroom.
Okay, great. Another question, what are the social media handles that we should be out on the lookout for? Are there any recommended hashtags?
And I think Kimberly probably is best at that.
Okay, so for any Census Bureau social media, it's going to be at U.S. Census Bureau. You don't have to put any periods between the U.S., so it'll be twitter.com/U.S. Census Bureau, same for Facebook, same for Pinterest, same for Instagram, same for YouTube. And then as far as the hashtags, so there are two. There's the regular hashtag StatisticsInSchools hashtag that we'll use from our flagship accounts that will, post about SIS content and events, etc. And then there's one that you all can use exclusively as ambassadors, which is hashtag StatisticsInSchools ambassador.
Thanks, Kimberly. Okay, next up. So one ambassador is asking for a refresher on where to find information for hosting/talking with parents about SIS.
So I don't know if you want to jump into this too, Gabby, like where exactly on our website we have a take-home letter that we're hoping all students will take home to their families, and it's something else that's coming is we will have that in 12 additional languages than English, and is that in the, help me out, somebody, the Get Involved section, or where can they find that on the website? Because that is up now, the take-home letter that kind of introduced the concept to students' families.
And actually, Judy just shared in the chat the link for those resources. Thank you. Any other questions? Be sure to submit them in the chat, and we'll try to answer them. Okay, one just came through. Where will this effort begin with the city government, mayor's office, chambers of commerce? This ambassador is from a bilingual community, so suggestions to highlight this demographic.
So could you repeat that one more time, Gabby? Where does this start with the state governments, or what?
No problem. Where will this effort begin with the city government? For instance, mayor's office or the chambers of commerce?
So the Census Bureau has efforts underway. We have over 1,000 people called partnership specialists, and one of their jobs is to work with state and offices and mayor's offices and create something called a complete count committee. And if you actually go to census.gov, you can type in complete count committee, and it will show you all of, there's thousands of them, who is involved with them and where they are located across the country, and that's where a lot of the local outreach efforts are happening with the complete count committees and the local governments.
Okay, thanks so much, Vicki. And thank you, everybody, for participating in our Ambassador webinar. We so appreciate your time, and we're excited to work together with you in spreading awareness of this program. If you have any questions that you think of later or that maybe didn't get answered, please email us, and we will be happy to get back to you. Thank you very much, and thanks to our Census hosts for the evening. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating in today's conference. You may disconnect at this time.